The American dream belongs to all of us. You have to see and smell and feel the circumstances of people to really understand them. The truth is that the vast majority of Americans are good, fair, and just, and they want their country to reflect those ideals. My mother would look at me and she'd say, "Kamala, you may be the first to do many things, but make sure you're not the last." My mother was and will always remain my greatest hero. You don't have to be perfect, but you have to be honest. It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. What I want young women and girls to know is you are powerful and your voice matters. A patriot is not someone who condones the conduct of our country, whatever it does. It is someone who fights every day for the ideals of the country, whatever it takes. Democracy just cannot flourish amid fear. Liberty cannot bloom amid hate. Justice cannot take root amid rage. America must get to work. We must descend from the indifference. We must descend from the apathy. We must descend from the fear, the hatred, and the mistrust. For as long as ours has been a nation of immigrants, we have been a nation that fears immigrants. Fear of the other is woven into the fabric of our American culture. My daily challenge to myself is to be part of the solution, to be a joyful warrior in the battle to come. My challenge to you is to join that effort, to stand up for our ideals and our values. Let's not throw up our hands when it's time to roll up our sleeves. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. Years from now, our children and our grandchildren will look up and lock eyes with us. They will ask us where we were when the stakes were so high. They will ask us what it was like. I don't want us to just tell them how we felt. I want us to tell them what we did. In the years to come, what matters most is that we see ourselves in one another's struggles. But when you can't sleep at night, how can you dream? Like it or not, most people prioritize their own safety over the education of someone else's child. I wanted to make them see that if we didn't prioritize education now, it would be a public safety matter later. When you break through a glass ceiling, you're going to get cut and it's going to hurt. Our unity is our strength and our diversity is our power. We reject the myth of us versus them. We are in this together. The job of an elected official is not to sing a lullaby and soothe the country into a sense of complacency. The job is to speak truth, even in a moment that does not welcome or invite its utterance. Drawing on the words of Coretta Scott King, I reminded the audience that freedom must be fought for and won by every generation. It is the very nature of this fight for civil rights and justice and equality that whatever gains we make, they will not be permanent, so we must be vigilant, I said. One of my mother's favorite sayings was, "Don't let anybody tell you who you are. You tell them who you are." I wanted to talk to him I wanted to share the moment with him, but even in his absence, I knew exactly what he would have said. We're not done yet. No one really knew what to say or do. Each one of us was trying to cope in our own way. A society is judged by the way it treats its children, and history will judge us harshly for this. Trespass against others, they must be held accountable so that they become better people. To ask anyone permission to lead. When you want to lead, you lead. God, a God who asked us to speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves and to defend the rights of the poor and needy. This is where I learned that faith is. Not all progress is gradual or linear. Sometimes it simply goes from one plateau to another. Sometimes we fall back tragically. Sometimes we leap forward and achieve things beyond the realm of what we thought possible. I believe that our job is to provide the force propulsion that will get us to a higher plane.